What's up, guys? Glenn with Hustler Hacks here, and a little congested, a little sick, but hopefully we can get through this video. May 2017 merch by Amazon sales update and news. So quite a bit to get to in this video. I usually like to do these updates once I actually get paid out, because some people have been asking me, hey, what happened to this video? Not until I get the money, then I'll make the video. So here we go, May 2017. But before we start with that, letting everybody know, if you haven't joined already, Merch Minds Podcast, we have a free Facebook group. We want to look it up, Merch Minds, but most importantly, the podcast. We've gotten like over 55-star reviews on iTunes. It's free. Facebook group, free. Me and Young, we had an interview with a designer from Fiverr recently. We always talk about our numbers and what's going on in the world of merch by Amazon. So if you want to check that out, Merch Minds Podcast, iTunes, Libsyn, Stitcher, and of course our Facebook group. So now let's get into the May numbers. So May 2017 actually found an increase. Let's see. So actually decrease, then increase. January, a little bit over 4,000, and then February 51. March, slight increase. April, we took a huge dip, maybe like $700, and then we kind of got it back in May. So May 2017, $5,192.49 is what we made. And then June will probably be less than that. Well, not probably, it will be less than that. I saw quite a bit of sales in the very beginning. It was going really, really good. I had really potential of beating the 5,100, and then it just kind of died down after Father's Day. So we're going to get into that as far as our news and updates go, and what we can do now as far as holidays and stuff are over and done with. So we're going to talk about that. Let me get this out of the way. All right. Now, year to date, since 2017 in general, we're 5 months in as far as payouts go, $24,588.97. So right under 25,000 in payouts for the year. And I don't know if this matters. Some people it does, some people it doesn't. But since I've joined Merch by Amazon, 2016 of December was my first payout, and that was like $100 and something dollars. Let me see. My first payout, $107.85 for the month of December. So since my first payout, $83,122.27. I am 16 grand away from officially having $100,000 in payouts to me from Amazon and my t-shirt sales. And this is important though, because I know I said like, oh, it's not important sometimes, but to me it's really important, because I've always been kind of like one of those guys that like you watch like other YouTube videos and stuff, right? And people are like, well, I'm a 6-figure seller and this and that, and I've gotten paid out this and blah blah blah. And a lot of the times in my own head, I'm thinking like, this dude's full of crap. He can't, he's making up stuff so he can sell courses, or making up stuff so he can do this and that and brag. But to actually get, to get the 80-something thousand with this platform not being here about 2 years ago, I think is crazy. Because before then, remember, it was just FBA, eBay, YouTube videos and stuff, but nowhere near the payouts like this, without having inventory, without having certain, taxes and fees and shipping and all this stuff. I mean, it's just a totally different game selling t-shirts, but really it's just uploading your design. So it's crazy, but that's where I am since I've joined. All right, let's get into some of the news I want to talk about, at least some stuff that I think that can help you. Trends and holidays. So this is going to be a tough stretch coming up. We had Mother's Day, we had Father's Day in June, and then now 4th of July. All three of them are done with. And we've seen a lot of people at least in our groups, me and Young, we've seen people will have really, really good numbers the last 2 months or so because of these days. And so now it's kind of like at a critical point. What can we do to not only grow our numbers, but for some of us, just try to get them back up? So let me go into a little bit about the story. Mother's Day doing really, really good. Between Mother's Day and Father's Day, still doing really, really good. Yang was doing well. And then Father's Day ended, we saw a huge dip in numbers. I was getting some emails. There was at least 2 or 3 people that emailed me. They're like, Glenn, I was getting like 5 sales a day. You know, they're probably, I think they were at like 100 tier or something, or no, 500 tier, I think. But still growing it, you know what I mean? 5 sales a day, more or less. They saw some growth. They were really, really happy about that. Most of their designs, of course, Father's Day, Mother's Day related. They're like, Glenn, I've only had 1 sale in the last week. Like, what's going on? How come my sales are dropping so much? And the thing is that it's not just you. It happened to me, happened to Yang, happened to other people in the groups. The numbers really, really tanked after Father's Day. And beginning of June, it looked like I was on track to make, 6,000 plus. And then it just really, really dropped after Father's Day. So let me show you that and where I am now and show you just how far this has gotten down. So I'm just trying to get this back up. It was actually lower than this. At one point, if you've been following my channel, for the most part, I've been at like $1,300 range, more or less, for last 7 days as far as royalties go. So this is like a $500 decrease. It was worse than this. I was at like 700 something. Now it's just starting to creep back up. Now that we're in July, it's starting to grow again. So now I'm gonna have to think about the strategy. Actually, Young too, because his numbers, he was actually doing at one point like 30 a day, 25 a day. Now he's going back down to like 12 a day, and those numbers. So he's trying to get those back up. So right now, $830 estimated royalties the last 7 days. So I need to get that back up to at least $1,200, $1,300 range. So let's see what we can do. But that's what we wanted to talk about, is like, what can we do? Well, get this out of the way. What can we do to get the numbers back up and to grow them? So now that those 3 major holidays are done, I was looking at the, calendar, seeing what's up next. Labor Day, Columbus Day. So nothing there. I mean, no one's going to come over to your house watching UFC, rocking their Columbus Day shirt. It's not going to happen. So now we got to figure out, what else can we do? Halloween's going to be the next one in October. We're still several months away. So a lot of the holiday stuff, we can't really rely on that anymore. Now, trends are still out there. Of course, always capitalize on trends. See what's trending. Google Trends out there, you can see on that. And then kind of like narrow that down, certain niches on Amazon. So here's what I would do, especially if you have some open slots. A lot of people have been tiered up lately, 100, 500, 1,000. Really, really good. Now you have open slots to mess with. I think now that you're during this time, you have all of this time now, no major holidays coming up, start breaking down each individual niche and see what you can do, and prepare also for Q4 and November, December, you'll have really, really good months, but I would focus on certain niches. So start writing those down, breaking those down. Some people have also asked me, hey, so how can I even look for other niches? I always run out of ideas. I don't know what else to look for. And I really didn't plan this for this video, but I could probably bring this up real quick. Let me see on Amazon. Okay. So let me just go to regular Amazon. At least I can bring this up. And this is probably the easiest way to think about niches, finding niches, how you can think about that. And let's see. So we're going to go to, we're going to go down, Kindle books. These are e-readers here. So you want to go here, Kindle store, Kindle books. And let's see. All right, now we're gonna go right here on this left side. So, I mean, I kind of learned this more trying to do Kindle publishing, which didn't really work out, but keep this in mind, all of these different categories, arts, photography. You can make, you know, 10, 20, 30 photography shirts alone that only photography nerds are going to understand. They're probably going to want to buy your shirt. Business, money, let's see, computers, technology, cookbooks, food, and wine. So something to do with food, chefs, different hobbies, things like that. Let's see. I think what's another good one? Well, science, math, those can do good too. Also think about education, teachers. School is gonna start up very, very soon if it hasn't already. I think we're in July. So maybe later on this month and next month, early next month, school's gonna start up again. Certain teacher shirts will probably do good around that time too. Sports always does good. Football eventually is going to come around again too. That's also in the fall, probably getting started in August. So if you want to go through the Kindle ebooks, and then even then, they're going to break it down even more. So we click on sports. Now we can go to baseball, basketball, golf, hockey, poker, soccer, softball. So now you can break those down even more. That's just for the niche stuff. So that's what I would do to scale up and just get yourself all around on Amazon and not just focusing on, just the holidays, because that's over and done with. Now get yourself out there, different random niches that you never thought you'd be making t-shirts on. Start getting on those. All right, let me go. Next one, font bundles and creative market. I think this is extremely important, and this has really helped with me and Yang and some other sellers on there. So this is fontbundles.net, and I really like this site and creative market for fonts. I do think that first off, you don't have to worry about commercial license. It's all here. Commercial license, all fonts come with it. And they have really, really good deals. 19 bucks for, how many fonts come in here? 30 fonts, I think. So really, really good deal here. They have other ones besides this one. But I think there's some pretty cool stuff that you can work with here, like this Black Django typeface, that one, or Prize Fighter. I think those are kind of cool. I think you can do something with that succulent. This is kind of cool too. I think fonts can really separate yourself in design. If you have the right font and you use it correctly and you're not worrying about commercial use, like here, then I think you can really, really do good. And a lot of people don't want to pay for fonts. They just want to go to thefont.com, get them for free. But if you're paying for them, you have the license, and most importantly, I think you're going to have an edge on them, because you might see, at least I've noticed, trying to do some more research on shirts on Merch by Amazon. I've seen the same font on different people's shirts over and over and over again. You might be able to stand out from the crowd by using a paid font that these people don't want to pay money for, and you're just taking the small risk of $18 or $19 and using a different font that other people haven't seen yet. So I think that's really, really cool. Something I would probably look into, and you get to use it for your tax write-off, of course, because we know with merch, we don't have a lot to write off if, we don't have any physical inventory. We're not out there sourcing, spending money on physical items. Now, let me go here, Creative Market, 109 in one best font bundle, 18 bucks. And has all the details in here. Even shows you, of course, like the little thumbnails of each of them. So there's a lot of like script, different stuff in here. But I think, which is some of the ones I was looking at, that I think you can really look for, like Cupcake, this peppermint one. Let's see if I can enlarge this a little bit. Okay, so here's some of the, this Aerostat one is kind of cool. I think there's something you can do with that. More script ones. This lovely. I'd like to look at fonts, stuff that I can actually read, things that look big, bold, and clean on t-shirts. So like this Snowdrop one, I probably wouldn't do anything with that one. I could barely even read it. just on here. So the Moment, that one looks kind of cool. Wildberry, you can do something with that one. But some of them that get a little too crazy. Obsidian, this one, I think that's kind of overdoing it. I want to make sure my customer can look at something and read it. Look at that one. That one's, is that Lauren? Lauren? That one's kind of tough to read. That one too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But there's pretty good fonts on here. And like I said, separate yourself from the people that are relying on free fonts. Separate yourself by paying only 18 bucks, getting the right font, and you don't have to worry about commercial use. It's part of it. All right, let me go back to, where's my presentation? Oh, here we go. Sorry, still kind of sick. Let me get some water, try to refresh. All right, so last, I wanted to shout out somebody. My boy RJ, who, if you haven't seen his YouTube channel, let me get that on here. So here he is, RJ. He's got less than 500 subs. Let's get him over 500 subs. RJ's been using different strategies for Merch by Amazon. Everybody has different strategies, what they believe in, what they're trying out, what works for them. Get a system in place that works for you, but you have to try things out. That's what I like about him. He's trying other things. He's trying new things. He's hiring designers, finds out what's working for him. I think a lot of people want to just imitate what other people are doing, though, but not really trying it out for themselves. And then kind of wonder, like, how come I'm not selling anything? Remember, there's different aspects to Merch by Amazon. If your idea is really, really cool, clever idea, great, bold, clean design, pricing and the colors available have something to do with it. And of course, just getting yourself out there too, if you're doing some type of like marketing, AMS, that kind of stuff, or even like Facebook ads or whatever, but a lot of it comes from organic. And last, keywords, paying attention to the keywords, what people are searching for. You know, those 5 things are really, really key, but you have to figure out how you can do it for yourself, get a system in place. RJ has done that. He's looking on building that up even more. So for June, he talks about $3,500 profit for June, and some of his other videos too, just talking about just different things that he's tried out. You know, lower pricing and then hiring the price after a couple of sales and reviews. How he finds trends, I think was one of them. Here it is, how to research trending designs. So different stuff like that. I think that's cool. Follow RJ, follow Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, and she does things differently too. So we're talking about using PicMonkey to make designs. She does something totally different. I do something different than Yang. Yang on the podcast, he does different things. But find out what works for you, but you're gonna have to put in the work. That's the most important thing. Margaret has also been kind of, you know, putting aside other outlets like Etsy and stuff like that. Let me go to her channel real quick. So Margaret, here we go. Let's see, some reseller tips. Okay, she had recently, but Merch by Amazon tutorial, how to write keywords. She has a good video on that. There was another one on here, I think a PicMonkey video. For those of you that don't use Illustrator and kind of confused right now what to do for designing, tutorial for finding images. Here's that one, how to come up with ideas for a shirt, how to research trademarks. So she pretty much can have like her own playlist on Merch by Amazon. So a lot of good content there. We had her on the podcast. We got to get RJ on the podcast. We got a lot of stuff we got to do for the podcast actually, and a couple of other guests, but wanted to shout out RJ and Margaret. So if you want to check out their YouTube channels, there we go, Texas Gal Treasures, and if this thing can go back, whoops, and RJ Martinez, go right now and get him over 500 right now. So that is it. You can email me if you have any questions. Hustlerhacks, the number 1, at gmail.com. I'll get to you as soon as I possibly can. I've been kind of overloaded and flooded with emails and DMs and I don't know what else. Trying to get answers, so I'm trying to get all to those. Follow me on Instagram at Hustler Hacks, and you can ask me any questions on there too, or tag me on photos, or do whatever, add me, follow me, whatever. So that'd be pretty cool. Thanks guys for watching this video. My voice is going out and I need to save it hopefully for the podcast for the next episode, and I'll get back to 100%. Thanks guys. Remember, go out and get it.